real pros and cons of living in Norway. Hi guys, I'm Anna Goldman and welcome to my channel. I used to live in 7 countries in the world, and as I frequently travel to the US and I have lots of friends coming from North America and asking me what would be the best country in Europe to move in 2025. Norway. Surprised, but not many people familiar with this particular country and they do not understand all the advantages of moving to Norway. First of all, your salary will be equivalent or quite close to the salary you have in the US, but on top of that salary, you will get free education and free healthcare. What's even better, for those of you who decide to move to Norway, you don't even need to study the local language Norwegian at the initial stage of your relocation, as the majority of companies will be happy to hire you if you speak English only. Your English is more than enough to land a job in Norway and make your move to that country. And that's why currently lots of my students, my relocation community members, would like to move from the US, from Canada, specifically to Norway. So if you also think about moving abroad in 2025 but don't know exactly where to start from, check my special relocation program for people like you who would like to move to the country of their dreams. I put together 15 years of my own successful relocation experience, and I'm giving you all tools and techniques of how to move abroad, how to get a job there, how to approach companies, network with people, get the right accommodation for you. Literally everything you need to know, starting from your mindset, the way you think about your relocation, to actually landing a job, getting your visa, moving to that country, getting your accommodation there. Everything you can possibly think of thinking about moving abroad, you will find everything you need in one program. We have 3 levels of this program. Level 1 or standard, you will get 20 recorded lessons and also pre-recorded master classes where I discuss actual student cases and how to navigate your process of moving abroad. Level 2 or premium program, we have group meetings with my community every single week where we're discussing, brainstorming and organizing all our moves, working with the exact cases, with the exact fears, with everything you're going through now. You will have our full engagement in a weekly basis. And of course, my VIP students, they have one-to-one sessions with me also every single week. So in a course of 2 months, I myself will make sure that you will make that move to the country of your dreams in the most smooth and the most pleasant way, with a minimum level of stress. I will be helping you myself on a weekly basis to make your move successful and smooth. I also have mentorship program where I'm gonna kick your butt to make sure that you're making that move and you're moving to the country of your dream. You're getting a job there. You start your side hustle where you're making money online. So basically, we will transform your life and make that successful move together with you on a daily basis. I'm taking only 3 people for this mentorship program in 2025, as this is how many of you guys I can physically handle. So if you're interested in such mentorship program, approach me directly, let you know what is your country of your dream, where you're moving from, and we will discuss all further steps personally with you. And for those of you who made the decision to move to Norway, yes, definitely, this is a Nordic wonderland of fjords and social welfare. A Scandinavian nation globally known for its stunning natural landscape, robust social system and very high quality of life. It is located in the northernmost part of Europe and tends to have the highest salaries all across Europe. First, and let's talk about pros of living in Norway. Norway consistently ranks as the happiest countries in the world. And this is entirely true, and I totally understand why. After my experience of living in Norway, I would call Norway the country where you really feel safe and protected. Protected by the government, because these systems in Norway works this way that you are not afraid to start your family, to have kids at the early early age, you know that no matter what happens with your current employment, if your company gets bankrupt or something like that, the government will always support you and your family, and you will never stay without roof above your head, without food and all these basic needs in everyone's life. So I totally understand why people in Norway feel so happy, and Norway is ranked one of the happiest countries in the world. So for everyone who is watching me from all over the world, if your goal is to get official employment and just have enough to cover all your life expenses with one job only, for employment, to be employed, Norway is the best country in the world. If you have any other options, please share in the comments down below. And also, if you feel like moving to Norway, this is something you would like to try in your life, check my relocation program. And if it works for you, I will be happy to see you as a part of my successful relocation community. No doubts, Norway has this stunning natural beauty with all these fjords, mountains, the northern lights. Well, for everyone who wants to see the northern lights, you better go to the north of Norway, which is Tromsø and all areas above it. Do not expect to see the northern lights somewhere in Oslo, the capital of Norway. Even during my experience of living in Norway, I understand why people living there feel less stressed than any people living in Europe or especially in Northern America current days. You're just leaving your house and you're going to the nature right away. It's just so reachable and it's all over the place. Even talking about capital of Norway, Oslo, you have these endless parks, you have all these natural hikes and mountains in a small driving distance. And considering that you're finishing your working hours about 4 p.m, you can just take your car and go to explore those mountains. There's beautiful natural places. No wonder there is no stress when you live in a country like Norway. Number 3, and excellent work and life balance. I would even say life and work balance. And it's not just working hours, as typically in Norway you start working at 8 a.m. and finishing your working hours at 4 p.m. Fridays you're working half day and usually people leaving the office at around midday. On top of that, you have 6 weeks per year of paid vacation, paid holidays. 6 weeks per year. And as I already mentioned, that top-notch healthcare and education system also free. I'm also getting lots of questions from my community about some cons they see about living in Norway. Main disadvantage and high cost of living. Norway used to be quite an expensive country to live, but even now, compare Norway and London, you will see that the majority of prices are much higher in London than in Norway. Okay, currently we also have quite weak national currency, which is Norwegian krona, and that's why coming to Norway now, even having your income coming from England or coming from the US, you will have an amazing life there. On top of that, you will save a lot living in Norway on things like shopping, because if you live in a country like England or Italy especially, or France, you will need to spend quite a lot on refreshing your outfits and, you know, looking stylish. In Norway, it's not the case. Just a comfortable jumper, a couple of pairs of jeans, a couple of t-shirts, your Timberland shoes. That's it. Your wardrobe is such a small place living in Norway because no one really cares the way you dress and how often you change your outfits. And especially if you're coming from the US and especially from the states like California, for example, Norway will look super cheap for you. Talking about grocery shopping, even dining in the restaurants, believe me, compared to California, Norway is quite cheap. Those long and dark winters can be really tough for your mental health. First of all, if you live in southern Norway, like in Oslo and nearby areas, you will not have that polar night, which usually happening up north in places like Tromsø, Lofoten Islands, Bodø. And from my own experience, I used to have more sunny days in Kongsberg, which is in South Norway, quite close to Oslo, than I'm currently having in Paris or in London. Believe me, weather-wise, I personally prefer being in Norway with a lovely snow, snow, sunny days, all these opportunities to go skiing or snowboarding, rather than having this constant grayness, raininess of London or Paris or Milan. If we're talking about some areas with polar night, when you really have this darkness for like 6 months of the year, let's take Hammerfest. This is a very known place in Norway where lots of oil and gas experts going to. So the disadvantages of having this polar night will be compensated with much higher salaries over there than, let's say, in the southern part of Norway, and a huge demand for jobs. So if you are looking for IT job, if you are looking for any sort of job in oil and gas, Hammerfest can be a great location for you, where you will get like triple of Norwegian salary. But okay, you will have to face for a couple of years, or as long as you want to go there, this polar night situation. So if this darkness of the night, you are okay with that, it will be well compensated by the salary you will get there. Number 3, and also coming from my community, that learning Norwegian can be challenging but necessary for full integration. Well, when you decide to move to any country permanently, speaking the local language is an absolute must to be integrated in the local society, local community. And still, Norwegian is one of the easiest languages to learn. For example, if you are English native speaker, it will take you about 600 hours to speak Norwegian fluently. So to master your Norwegian, you will just need to invest 600 hours of your life to that mastery. On top of that, in Norway, people speak English, lots of them. It's not like here in France or in Italy where you must speak the local language to get the job. In Norway, you can land the job just when you speak your English. That's enough. Next, and high taxes in Norway. From my own experience, I've never ever met any Norwegian who would complain about paying too high taxes, because people can clearly see what those taxes are going to, and compared to some other European countries, taxes in Norway are much lower than, for example, in neighboring Denmark, and your salary will be absolutely adjusted. So no matter that the tax can be a little bit higher than in some other European countries, I guarantee you will not even feel paying those taxes. That was my personal opinion about living in Norway, and if I managed to change your mind and currently you're interested in moving to Norway, please check my relocation program, because lots of information there based specifically on my experience of living in Norway. And also, Norway is the only country in my list where I would encourage you to go if you're looking for official employment. If you want to be employed, if you don't have this entrepreneur desire to open your own business and develop your own activities, Norway is the right country and the only right country in the world to be employed, because you really feel protected by the government, and being employed in Norway feels much better than running business in this country. If you feel like having a private chat with me, also the link in the description, please feel free to book a private consultation with me, where I will give you all information you need to have to move to that desired country. I'm so happy to have you here, and I can't wait to see you in my next videos. Bye for now.